Hey there guys, Aarava here today. I'm bringing my F1 2014 career mode. We're back with part 16 at the Russian Grand Prix here at the new Sochi circuit. And one that I actually really enjoy driving this circuit, so looking forward to this race. And here in practice, we've got some setup work to do because it is actually going to rain in the race as we go eventually onto the screen to show you the different sessions. There you go, 53% chance of rain in the race, so not looking very good. From past experience, we've not been too good in the rain apart from Malaysia. So here's hoping we can be a bit more like Malaysia this race, but we'll have to see. So some setup work there. We're going to have to maybe put a bit higher wing than we want to for qualifying because we need to think about the race, but that's pretty much what's happening in practice. No R&D to do, so we're going to skip on to the results, and we've actually come up in P1 in practice, 1.3 ahead of the next car, which is Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes, and then our rival Daniel Ricciardo. So very surprising pace, 1.3 ahead. Not usually what happens with the AI, but moving on to Q1, we came second place. Rosberg 7/10 ahead of me. It's pretty close from behind me, but Rosberg really out front in Q1, so I don't know where he got that pace from. So quite a distinct difference between practice and qualifying 1 at least. But going on to qualifying 2, I dropped down even further. We made it into Q3, we did, in 8th place, but we only made 8th place, which was very surprising in Q2. So yeah, I don't know where the pace really went in Q2, so we're going to have to see how it goes in Q3. And here we go on to Q3. As you can see, we're already second place on the grid. We've already done one flying lap. You can see the session is about to end with 1 minute left on the clock, just about. So we're starting our second flying lap here at the Russian Grand Prix for qualifying. Let's see if we can maybe get pole position for the Russian Grand Prix. For now, we've got second place on the grid. Going down to turn 2 now, up into 8th gear with DRS open. Just about going to hit the rev limit, I think, maybe. Down to this second turn, down to second gear, chuck it in on the right-hander, now through to turn 3, the swooping left-hander, really lovely corner in real life, some lovely panning shots. Let's hope we get some good battles in this race today. And now here we come through on the right-hander, really awkward corner because it really wants to chuck you out, it's really off camber. And now we're coming through to the end of sector 1, and we're actually down by 0.08 of a second there. We're actually up on Lewis Hamilton's time, but we're down on our previous lap time. So our previous flying lap was actually faster in sector 1 at least. So now we're coming through sector 2, through that awkward right-hander in 3rd gear, and now again 3rd gear through this next corner. A lot of corners in 3rd gear through the second sector, and now through to this next right-hander. This one's quite tricky. It's got a really big sausage curve there on the right. We just clip it, so that may have put us off balance, but now we go down to this back straight. We're going to go up to 8th gear, open DRS. Let's see how we do at the end of sector 2. The split should be coming up just as we enter this next corner, and we're actually down by 2.7 tenths, so that's not very good. We've gone a bit deep. We've slid around through on that right-hander hairpin style corner, and this is not going to be faster, I don't think. I don't think we're going to be able to grab pole position. I don't think we may even improve on our first flying lap, which will be unfortunate, but the session has ended. Here we go. We might as well finish the lap now as we come through the final 2 corners, chuck it in 2nd gear, now up to 3rd, and now we come through to the final corner in 2nd gear, and I think it's going to be slower. And indeed it is. It is a slower lap time. So our fastest lap time was that first flying lap, which was a 1:40.363. But Lewis Hamilton gets pole position by 1/100th of a second, or 1300ths of a second. So very, very close, because even behind us, Rosberg 700ths, Ricciardo 700ths, so the top 4 are within 800ths of a second, which is absolutely mental. So pretty crazy, but we've got second place on the grid, which is pretty good still. We could make a really good start. Obviously into that second corner, I think the AI are going to be quite bad because, being Russia, it's a new track. I don't think the AI are fully optimized for this track yet. So I think they have a few kind of bugs and of not being, quick enough in a few corners. So we'll see what we can do on the start. But here we go onto the race, and it's going to be interesting on the strategy. As you can see, we're starting on the dry tires, so that 50% chance of rain is going to come later on to the Grand Prix. So we have to be wary of that. If we can get into first place and try and maybe keep first place, then we may have a chance of getting the win here, because even if it starts raining, if we're already in first, then we can sort of try and park the bus a bit and try and get first place, but we'll have to see how it goes. Going through this up now, a bit higher wings. I would have liked to have run around 4 on the rear wing, would have usually ran about 3 or 2 with the Williams in the full dry conditions, but I was thinking of that wet conditions. Obviously we don't want to be kind of sliding around in the wet like we were at Italy. That was quite horrible. So here we go onto the grid, and we're going for an option prime, but I have a feeling we won't even get to that second prime stint. We may have to make the one dry stop because I think the rain will come later on in the race, but let's see how it goes. Lewis Hamilton on pole. Here we are in second place, and Felipe Massa in ninth, my teammate. There we go. Here we go onto the grid for the Russian Grand Prix. Round 16 of this career mode. Here we go to 5 red lights. Hamilton on the left. Ricciardo right behind me. Rosberg onto my left as well. And here we go. 5 red lights. And we are off. And we're getting an okay start. Actually, no, it's not as good as I thought because Rosberg's actually powered past. So Rosberg getting an electric start. But let's try and tuck behind him. Maybe try and get the slipstream. Here we go. Tucking behind Rosberg. We're going to try and get the slipstream. We're getting on him now in the slipstream. And now let's try the dive bomb move. Let's see if we can maybe go down the inside of turn 2. Hamilton going very wide, very slow, and he just kind of left the door open. So unfortunate there to see the AI being very poor into the second turn, and we got first place very easily there. I thought he might have had to maybe dive down the inside of Hamilton, but actually just kind of handed over the place. But now onto lap 4, Rosberg is really on the back of me. He goes down the inside. I've locked up a bit on the left, and we've had to swoop around as I lost the back end. Rosberg still there on my right hand side, and now he's going to try and cut under me down the inside of this third corner. Here we go, the swooping third corner. In real life it was a lot of action here, and here again it is Rosberg trying to go around my outside. He's absolutely mugged me. I tip my hat off to him. He has completely done me there. I didn't actually think he would do that. So Rosberg has got first place there. Fair play to him. I got into first place pretty easily from his teammate, but Rosberg has got first place now in this Grand Prix. On to lap 7 now. The tyres are starting to go off a tiny bit. It's time maybe to pit for the prime tyres. Vettel and Alonso are catching up to me. Alonso in the double slipstream here of me and Vettel. I'm going to go down to the inside to defend. I've gone way too deep there. Locked up horribly on the right tyre. Vettel's got me. Where's Alonso? Alonso's coming down my inside, and he's got me now. So I was too busy looking in my mirrors, and I just left it way too late to brake and locked up horribly on the right tyre. And now both of them have overtaken me. I'm down to 4th place now. And now we're coming on to the end of the lap. We're going to the pits now for the prime tyres. Massa on the back of me because of the AI staying out for one more lap. Obviously, the AI and I think my engineer wanted me to go to lap 8. We've had to go one less lap because the tyres just aren't really feeling too good. So we're going to come in for the prime tyres now. Rosberg still leads the race. Vettel in second, Alonso third, now Massa fourth, and we're down to what will be at least, maybe 15th place. We'll see as we go into the prime tyres, the white wall medium tyres. And here we go, a 3.7 stop, so pretty standard of this game right now, about 3.5 to 3.7. So we're down to 16th place, or 17th place behind Maldonado, Bianchi behind us, but now we're going to have to really go and push. We're going to go to rich mix indeed. We're on -1 lap of fuel, but we can try and save that when the rain comes. But here we go on to lap 9. We've been pushing for a few laps now, and I think Vettel is coming out the pits. Here we go down the main straight. We're going to get DRS off Bianchi, but there is Sebastian Vettel. He just comes out. It's going to be very close. They squeeze me very hard. Vettel gives me no room to budge. I had to go on the left-hand side of Bianchi, and we nearly got forced into the wall there. That was actually Chilton, my bad. We're up to 7th place. We've overtaken Vettel, which will be effectively 3rd place. Alonso, unfortunately, as you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, is ahead of us in 6th place, so he will get 2nd place, what will be once people make their pit stops. But that was very close indeed on the exit of the pits, as Chilton and Vettel got very close for comfort there. And now on to lap 13. We're on the back of Alonso. We've chased him down on these prime tyres. I feel I have much better pace on the prime tyres. You can just lean on the tyres a lot more. Sort of like Mark Webber always said, you can lean on the harder tyres a lot more when they're more durable. Try and push. And now here we go down the inside of Fernando Alonso with DRS, and he's on the soft tyres actually, so that's very surprising. The AI going option, but here we go through turn 3. He's still on the inside of me. This is awesome stuff. Side by side here with Fernando Alonso's Ferrari, still side by side through turn 3. Now through turn 4, still side by side, and here we go, and we've overtaken him now. Will this be 2nd place? We go down onto the racing line for the next corner, and we have got 2nd place. Awesome stuff there with Fernando Alonso, side by side for 2 long corners. And here we go into 2nd place. So now onto lap 17, you can see the rain is pouring down now. It's time for the intermediate tyres, at least I think. So the AI are actually going out. I think the AI are going to come with me. I think they should do. Let's see, are they coming? Yep, they have come in. I was going to say they may have stayed at one more lap because the AI sometimes are that bold and dash, but no, they've all come in with me. So onto the intermediate tyres. So it started raining around pretty much when I made that move on Alonso. It started raining the lap after, and so now onto lap 18, it is time for the intermediate tyres. Let's see how we do on this next stint on towards the end of the race. We've got 9 laps left of the Grand Prix. Now onto lap 20 on the intermediate tyres. Rosberg's 7 seconds ahead of me. Alonso's 1.2. But coming to this next section, we've gone horribly wide there. A lot of understeer. Just no grip right now on the intermediate tyres. I think it is time for full wets indeed. But Alonso's going to try and come around the outside of me, and he's got me for second place. We go wide here on the left-hander. I think it's definitely time for the full wet tyres. The temperatures are starting to lose off in the rear on the rear tyres. I think it's time for the full wets. But the AI are staying out. Alonso, you can see, is stayed out. The AI behind me are going to stay out. So very strange. I think it's time for full wets. I can't handle the intermediate tyres, but the AI seemingly can, because they're just made of magic pixie dust or something like that. So here we go into the pit lane on for the full wet tyres, the blue wall tyres. A lot, you know, bigger trim on the tyres, so they can kind of shift a lot more water. And so here we go onto lap 21, onto the wet tyres, 3.7 stop, and now we're going to see how we go. Hopefully we will jump Fernando Alonso back, because he's going to be on the intermediates for this lap, and I don't think it is the intermediate weather. So here we go onto the next lap. Here we go. Are we going to climb up to second place? Hopefully, fingers crossed. Here we go down the pit lane. There we go, second place. We got Alonso back. We couldn't get Rosberg. Rosberg is still out in first by quite some way, but we've got Alonso back now, so good stuff to undercut Alonso there. And now until the last lap of the Grand Prix. Here we go. We've actually done a very good job of staying ahead of Alonso. 1.2 through sector 1 and 2, but here as we come into sector 3, all race long on the wet conditions, the AI have just closed up to me in sector 3. I can get away from them in sector 1 and 2 actually. I've got quite good pace there, but in sector 3 they just close up to me like nothing. As we come through the left-hander here, a very awkward chicane. As you can see, the proximity arrows there, so Alonso has closed 1.2 seconds in 2 corners in this third sector, so they're very OP in the third sector. But I did actually have the pace in sector 1 and 2, which is quite surprising, you know, I guess because I like the track so much. But here we go. Rosberg comes through for first place. I'm going to come through for second. Alonso third. A very undramatic end to the race. We just come through for second place, but very enjoyable race. We got the tactics right to try and undercut Alonso on the intermediate tyres, and some awesome battles with Alonso before on the dry stint. But we come home in second place, 18 points in the bag. Alonso comes home in third. It looks like Ricciardo retired, which I have no idea how that happened. I mean, he was pretty much there with Vettel, so I'm not too sure. Hamilton came in 6th place, so after his very poor start, he couldn't recover there in 6th place. And Magnussen doing well. Hulkenberg in 4th place, I only saw that there. So Hulkenberg, very good stuff for 4th place. But yeah, that has been the Russian Grand Prix, episode 16, the career mode. If you guys did enjoy that episode, then do give it a like. Smash the likes, guys. Comment below what you thought of that race. Very enjoyable. I really enjoyed the battle with Alonso. I think that's probably one of the best battles I've had so far in career mode. What do you guys think? Comment below. What do you think has been the best kind of battle in a race so far in career mode? I think that one was probably the best so far with Alonso side by side for 2 corners, but that's just my opinion. Subscribe if you're new for weekly F1 content. I'm going to try my best to do at least 3 videos a week, guys, from now on, so I hope you guys can stick with that. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Again, give it a like if you did. Comment below what you thought. Subscribe if you're new for weekly F1. I've been aarava. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time.